It's Monday, you're all in, your meal prep's done, your alarm's set, you've got the plan written out, and this time it's actually going to stick. But by Wednesday, you've missed a session, you've eaten the thing you said you wouldn't, and there's a voice going, of course you did, you never finish anything. If that's the loop you're stuck in, and I mean every single time, I want to take something off you. You are not lazy, and you're not weak. The way you were taught to set goals is broken, and there's one piece missing from it, and I can show you that piece in about 10 minutes. Some context so you know why I'd have any idea. I'm Tully. Before I coached people, I spent 15 years as a zookeeper, working with everything from eagles to elephants. A lot of animals with rough histories. And I've spent about 30 years working on my own head with depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of it. So I've come at behaviour change from both sides. The animal that can't be reasoned with, and the bloke in the mirror who won't be. Both taught me the same thing. Early on I worked with a wedge-tailed eagle that had been through a lot before she got to us. Wouldn't come near a keeper, wouldn't take food off the glove, nothing. And if you'd asked me back then what the goal was, I would have said what every new keeper says. I want this bird to trust me. But here's the problem with that. Wanting it did absolutely nothing, not a thing. The bird couldn't have cared less how badly I wanted it. What actually worked was turning up at the same time every day and doing small, boring stuff that had nothing to do with trust directly, sitting further away than I wanted it to, being predictable, being genuinely dull for weeks on end, wearing the same thing, doing the same thing, moving the same way, being the same. The trust turned up eventually, but it turned up as a byproduct of everything sitting underneath it. So I want you to sit with that for a second, because your goals work exactly the same way, but nobody's ever told you. There's a way of breaking goals down that comes from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. I'm sure you've heard of it, and it's the clearest version of this that I've ever found. I've run it through my own lens over the years, but credit where credit's due. James Clear is brilliant. There are 3 layers to any goal. Most people only ever use 2. Layer 1 is the outcome, what you want. Lose 10 kilos, get a better night's sleep, have some energy left for your kids at 6 p.m. Layer 2 is the process, what you're gonna do. Train 4 times a week, meal prep on Sunday, bed by 10. And that's where 95% of goal setting stops. Pick an outcome, build a process, grip on tight, watch it break, feel like shit about yourself, and wait for Monday to start again. Here's what's actually wrong with that model. Outcome and process both run on the same fuel, and that fuel's willpower. Willpower is finite. It runs out, and it runs out a hell of a lot faster if you're already burnt out, already the one holding the whole house together, already scraping the bottom of the tank by the time that dinner's done. So the second life does what life always does, kids get sick, work goes sideways, and you just have a genuinely bad day, the process cracks. And because there's nothing underneath it, the whole lot comes down with it. It doesn't feel like you've missed a session, it feels like you've failed the entire thing, again. Am I right? That's not a discipline problem, it's a construction problem. You built a 2-story building and you skipped the foundation. This is the layer that nobody talks about. The 3rd layer, it's identity, who you believe you are. And I know identity sounds like something you'd hear at a retreat with a singing bowl going on in the background, but stay with me, because this is the most practical thing in the video. Identity goals start somewhere different. Instead of I want to lose weight, you ask, who is this person who already has this? What do they believe about themselves? How do they handle a shit day? Then every action you take becomes evidence of that person. As James Clear says so perfectly, every action is a vote for the person you want to become. You went for the walk, that's a vote. You cooked instead of ordering takeaway, another vote. You went to bed instead of scrolling till midnight, another one. Small shift on paper, enormous in practice. Because now you're not forcing yourself towards something, you're collecting proof of something you've already decided about yourself. And here's the part that matters most for anyone who's exhausted. A bad day doesn't wipe out the evidence you've already banked. It's one data point, it's not a verdict. Try that with a process goal. You miss 2 sessions on a process goal and the whole thing's contaminated. Well, I've blown it now. You know the voice. I want to tell you about an elephant that I worked with, and she'd had a hard start with people before she came to us. I won't mention her name here. There was no version of forcing that animal into trusting behaviour. Physically, it's impossible, and even if you could, you wouldn't get trust. You'd get fear doing an impression of trust. What did work was building an environment where calm, connected behaviour was simply who she got to be. We weren't training a behaviour, we were building an identity over thousands of tiny, unremarkable moments, till calm wasn't something she performed, it was something she was. It took years, but it worked permanently. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it. I've watched the shortcut version fail on people for the same reason. Hand someone a meal plan and a training split with no identity underneath it, and you're asking them to perform being healthy. And performances end. I did that to clients for years before I worked out what I was missing, so I'm including myself in this. So how to actually build an identity. Right, the practical bit. 3 steps. Grab your phone or a piece of paper and do it while you watch if you want. 1, start where it breaks, not where it goes well. Where it falls apart. For most people, it's a very specific moment. The 4 p.m. crash, the too tired to cook moment at 6:30, the early alarm after all sleep. For me, it was always the evening. Kids in bed, days caught up with me, and that's when the old patterns came knocking. Find your moment and then ask, who would I have to be for that moment to go differently? Not what I would do, who would I be? 5 words or less, seriously, cut it back. Someone who shows up, someone who keeps their word, someone who does hard things. If it's a paragraph, you've written an essay. It needs to be something you can say to yourself in the middle of a bad moment without having to think too much about it. And then you got to test it against your worst Tuesday or Thursday. And this is the step everyone skips, and it's the one that does the work. Picture your absolute worst real day. No sleep, sick kid, work's on fire. Does your statement survive that? Someone who never misses a session does not survive a sick kid. It's dead on arrival. Someone who shows up, however, can still survive that just fine. If your statement can't survive your worst day, it's an outcome wearing a costume. So rework it. Mine, for what it's worth, took me years to land on. I want to be someone who does hard things. That's it. There's no number there, no streak I have to protect. It's a way of being that I get to prove true or not every day in small ways, and a bad day doesn't touch it. So that's the shift. Identity first, process second, outcome last, which is backwards from how you've probably always done it, and the right way to how it actually works. And if you want to take this further, I've just built the full thing out inside my community. Rebuild with Tully. 5 short chapters, a read and a video each, walking you through this properly rather than the 10-minute version you just got. It's called Build Your Rebuild, and it's in the classroom right now. The community itself is for people who are knackered and over the all or nothing thing. Nobody in there's doing this perfectly, me included. The link's in the description. And look, if you never join anything, that's completely fine. Go write your 5 words down anyway. Get it wrong, fix it. Do that much and this video did its job. Anyway, I'm done. Go write yours badly, fix it later, and I'll see you in the next video.